Welcome to my next video as part of my 30 videos in 30 days challenge. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the benefits of letting go. And what are the benefits to letting go? Well, for one, it's getting us away from living in the mechanical mind, the autopilot way of thinking and being consumed by the negative life moments that form the way we react, act, treat others, allow others to treat us. And two, our belief systems. Our belief systems are based on what we think we can and can't do. And it drives the way that we live our lives every day or make plans to do things that we're trying to achieve. But a lot of the time when the belief system has not been surrendered from the old way, the negative way of thinking that thinks in lack and thinks that we're not good enough, that is still going to translate into you trying to achieve that thing. But it needs to be surrendered. The past moment needs to be let go of in order for you to be it and become it. Like I talked about in a few videos last week, we need to let go of it, of the past. We need to let go of what we used to be who we are today and who we are going to become. And simply by being able to release the feelings that are attached to those thoughts. And a big one is that we're always looking for answers. When we're trying to achieve this success, this relationship with somebody, this thing that we want to come into our life, to make it different, to make it better, that if it's not working, we're looking for answers. And to try to achieve feeling higher states of consciousness or wondering why we're always living in lower states like apathy and anger and desire, we question, why do things have to be this way? And when you're able to let go and become the person that just lives with love, like there's flowing energy of positive energy flowing through the body that pushes your purposes and passions. Those questions that you used to have, why is this not growing? Why did this person not like my photo? Why did this company not call me back for me to get that job? Why wasn't I granted that opportunity? Why didn't I win the lottery when I bought that lottery ticket? What we need to do is surrender the feeling that is attached to those questions. And when you're able to fully let go and transcend this highest version of yourself that you are going to create, that you have to allow the feeling attached to those questions to be there and fully let go of them to be gone. And start to embody the here and the now and the present. And when you start to know who you are, who you can be at your core is enough. That you're going to be living in higher states, that is aware of your thoughts, that is aware of your feelings, that is aware of your body. You just become the spirit that is the observer, that observes others around you, that observes yourself and how you used to react to those things. And that you no longer need to be the victim. You no longer need to be somebody who reacts to those things that was a trigger created by the blockage. And you don't fully get rid of them for good, from my experience, but when they do come up, you can look at them through the shades of awareness and just be like, that's an old thing I just didn't like and that triggers me. But that's okay, because I choose to be happy regardless. And I'm okay either way, living in neutrality. So when you're able to get to letting go completely of our limitations, that is when you step into the higher states of consciousness, where you will then have the tools to create something new for yourself. You relinquish the fear of taking a chance on yourself, the fear of becoming a creator, whatever it is that you're going to do and create. Make videos, make music, whatever it is you choose, whatever it is you love, you're passionate about. You have it within you to be that person. And the new belief system, the new story you keep telling yourself is I can. And you're able to surrender to the I can'ts. And the I can'ts is what keeps us living in the familiar. The I can'ts is what keeps us living in the known. And you're not willing to take a risk and a chance on yourself and live in the unknown. And that's where all of your hidden potential lies. When you're able to connect with that version of yourself and you've freed yourself and let go of all of the mechanical autopilot way of thinking and being, and just observing the mind and having a better relationship and being able to view it as awareness, that is you getting more in touch with spirituality and starting to believe in spirituality, stepping your game up, becoming a better individual, having the tools to deal with the adversities. The benefits of letting go is what gets rid of the fear. Let's use an example. Somebody wanted to become a singer in a band, but they thought, my voice is not very good. Fear, and I'm afraid to take a chance on myself because people may not like the sound of my voice. But when that person actually is able to let go of that thought and the feeling attached to that thought, and then start to practice singing, and then actually go to a karaoke, and if their friend said, hey, go up on stage, the old way of thinking would get angry. You're living in apathy and hopelessness. If I go up there, it's going to be terrible. Don't force me to do something I can't do. But the new version that is let go and surrendered to that fear of even trying, even if you're not the greatest at it at the beginning. Because whatever we choose to do, we are not the greatest at it. And we don't need to live through ego also to be greatest or greater than anybody else. We are not in competition living in these elevated states. But when that person is able to let go of the feeling attached to that fear and surrender it to the higher good, that the loving flow of energy, of creative energy, and the feeling sure of themselves went up, sang karaoke, and half the bar or 3/4 of the bar stood on their feet and clapped because they had an amazing voice. And that would have never been discovered if they hadn't let go of the fear and tried it. So that's just one story. Another story is somebody who's playing music but is afraid to take a chance on themselves because they're too busy. They're working a 9 to 5, and that's the norm. And they figure that nobody would like their music. So I just continue to play. I just continue to work my 9 to 5, and I'll play music here and there. Just for myself, though, not for anyone, because I'm worried about what other people think. When that person actually took a chance on themselves and let go of that old belief system, let go of that fear, they became a very successful musician and eventually a producer that was playing every weekend, was able to take a more relaxed work schedule of only working half a week, half the days they used to work, and was able to start to integrate into the new person that you are able to become. You give yourself permission to be it, and you've integrated that version of you by surrendering and letting go of the past self and create the new best self with a capital S that I speak of. That is our most powerful versions of ourselves, that has allowed ourselves to just be who we are at our core. And taking your power back is being who you were meant to be, regardless of the outcome or the judgment or how others feel about it. That we are happy regardless. We are in service and helping other people. We feel love, joy, happiness, and peace in these states. And these states can be practiced daily without having to sit. For people who don't have time to sit and meditate, you can do it driving. I learned this through an Anthony DeMello speech I was listening to. All you need to do is focus the energy on yourself. You can do this driving. Focus the energy on your hands. Put the focus on your arms. Put the focus on your body, sitting in the driver's seat, and feel your legs, your back, and body in that seat. And then start to focus on your breath. Of course, do this with your eyes open. I'm not saying to meditate and fall asleep while driving. And then eventually, once you go through a lot of the body parts and you feel yourself there, you're not thinking about where you need to get to, how fast you need to get there. That is the mechanical mind. That is the autopilot. When you learn to slow down, take your time, take time for yourself. You commute to work or to town, to go do whatever you like to do, exercise or the grocery store. You're more aware in the body. And the next step would be to focus on your breathing. Now you are awareness observing yourself breathing in and breathing out. Focus if there's any tension in the body. If you're feeling any anger or resentment, where is that tension? A lot of times I find it would be in the head. And if you focus on that energy being in the head, and focus on flow and love and peaceful energy, taking the energy back within the body, you can eventually move it back down to your heart center, where you feel pure love for everything and everyone in your life. You are more conscious. But the benefits of letting go is stepping into the next version of ourselves that is available for us. And that is a frequency that we need to tune into. But when you start to use this mechanism, every time that that past relationship, that blockage keeps coming up. You have to keep surrendering to it. Keep letting the feeling be attached. Letting the feeling that was attached to the thought be there in the body to be able to dissipate it and have it exit the body. And each time that something or someone that angers you, be aware that that thing angers you, but that is from an old blockage or thought pattern, that you are placing judgment on this person, and that this new you that lives in awareness, that lives in a peaceful state, doesn't get bothered by this person that your mind is trying to make you think you don't like. You don't need to dislike other people. You don't need to be anything. You just need to be you, and just be more aware and in touch with what the mind does on a daily basis. So that is the benefits of letting go. So start trying to let go of those negative emotions and start making plans and taking action on that new life you are capable of achieving. So I will link at the end of this video a meditation technique that I use, the inner frame technique, which I learned from Aaron Doughty. So feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.